reference, it is 6:10 in the morning and I couldn't sleep that well, and I've been putting this video off for quite a long time. I've been thinking about it, I guess, making the video, but I just didn't know how to word it or how I wanted it to be portrayed, so I was just in my head about it for ever since it happened, obviously. But I mean, you probably know by the title. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but essentially, me and my long-term relationship are no longer. We're not together, obviously, anymore. Been almost. It's been like 2.5 years ish, a little bit longer, like somewhere between 2.5 and 3 years ish. So just around that mark. So it's the longest relationship I've had up until this point. Learned a lot from it, and I know this is probably like the weirdest thing. I feel like I make so much of these super fun, light montage, Coachella festival, and I still intend on doing stuff like that. But I feel like, sometimes my roots of this channel being like a lot of the video diaries and what I'm thinking and what I'm going through, because that's kind of what this channel originally started on, was things like that, and just kind of watching myself grow up through the lens of the camera, which is kind of interesting, and then just watching myself in different phases and different mentalities. But yeah, that's kind of what the original portion of this channel kind of was, and I do want to get back to that, so that's kind of why I'm filming something like this. But yeah, not in short, it's kind of a longer video, but I guess first and foremost, I want to say I'm not going to say anything bad towards this person. I don't have anything bad to say about this person, so it's not going to be me like bashing them or anything like that. There's nothing again to bash them really on, but I guess just really comes down to, I guess, the premise of why it happened and why it ended. I guess I wouldn't say it's necessarily worse, because again, you can't really compare it to like different situations, like in this context, or like one breakup to another. But I will say, overall, the relationship was super healthy with a person I got along with really, really well, and we really, really clicked. And after that much time with almost anybody, you have that kind of connection where you don't really have to think about what you're gonna say. You guys are really linked in and locked in, and you guys have like your humor and all that shit like super dialed in, and it's really, really hard to get to that level. So it's cool to say like I did get that far with someone, and you kind of feel like you're almost one person in a way, because you kind of take some of your traits and then their traits, and you guys kind of combine to like one person, especially in this scenario, just because we live together. But you're like, Troy, why is it so good? Like, it was so good, then why did it end? I guess it's so weird, because I guess it happened, when I'm looking at it from the outside and from the end, it was happening and slowly ending months in advance, and I didn't really acknowledge it, and there were signs, and me and her both know, whether we acknowledge it or not. Taking back on it, I think you do notice more of the signs, and maybe it wasn't working as well as we had thought, really due to I guess like it happens naturally. I'm not saying like, I guess I'm not referencing it as like, there's obviously like a honeymoon stage of every relationship. You're going to have, periods of time where you're super into each other and super like not into each other, and it does fluctuate. But I feel like over the last however many months, for me, I feel like it has declined in terms of maybe not my love for this person, because never at that point, me loving them as a person ever decreased. I think it's just them as a romantic partner for me, and how I saw them maybe in that light kind of decreased slowly over time. And it's weird, because it's not something that like, ew, they gave me an ick, or they did something and it made me like them less, or over time. It was nothing like that. It just felt like, I don't know if we grew in separate ways, and like, I guess I don't still have the answer even months later. It's been like, whatever, 3 months, it should be almost, for reference of when I'm filming this. But I guess I still don't have like an exact reason why, people fall out of love, you know what I mean? I don't think there ever will be a true answer to this is exactly why I felt this way. I don't think I'll ever have that. And that's fine. I've kind of accepted it at that point. But yeah, I think it's just so tough, because like when someone's not doing anything wrong, and again, they're a really good person, and then they have all these really, really good qualities. So it's like, kind of like, why would you end something like that again? But I think after talking to enough people, and people that are much older than I am and have a lot more perspective, kind of you realize that just because a person is a good person at heart doesn't mean that that's your lifetime partner. Like, you can acknowledge that someone's a really good person and it can be a really good individual, but it maybe doesn't mean that you guys are meant to be together, or at least at that time. And I think it's like a hard pill to swallow. You're like, what the fuck? Like, they're such a good person. Like, why? Like, but it's like the only reason. Like, again, kind of the breaking point, I guess, for me was like over time. Again, progressively, I think I felt less drive to do certain things with her, and I feel like it was more forced on my end. I would do things for the sake of her and for the sake of a relationship, and things that, again, that she was wanting to do more, and I just kind of like compromised and just was like, oh yeah, I'll just do this just for the sake of her, and not really because I wanted to do said thing. And again, don't get me wrong, like, obviously that sounds like, oh, what the fuck, a relationship is called compromise. Like, the fuck, like, you don't know how to work, but it's like, it was deeper than that. Like, it was more than just like, I didn't want to go to the store and then I went anyway. Like, that's not what I mean. But again, it was like kind of heavier than that. And I just felt like, again, there's more layers to that. And again, I'm trying to be like obviously respectful, but like even small things, I guess, for example, would be like her wanting to obviously go on an intentional date night, and like I don't really want to. And it's weird because for me, like, I'm a super romantic person, like I'm a lover boy. Like, I'm really never been like a super like I might have 100 girlfriends and not convince any of them, and like talk to a million girls at once, because I really do value the intimacy, and I really do value a connection with someone, especially a genuine one. So I've never really been like a player kind of type person. So I guess for me, like, when I'm not feeling in that same mode of like wanting to go out of my way and do this and make this intentional date and plan this day out, and I just felt like I just genuinely just didn't want to, and then after a certain amount of time she would nag me or bug me for it, and then I would do it just because she wanted me to do it, not because I wanted to. And again, for someone like me, that's something that like I usually thrive in. Like, I'm pretty good at planning things, and it's someone I really do care about. I have jumped through hoops, and I like the surprises and the gifts and all that kind of stuff. And I did that a lot in the beginning, and I didn't have to think about it. It was just like, I really do this for her. And again, it's not because I liked her less or like I cared about her less. It was never that. It was just like, I guess some of the romantic and dating side kind of faded more for me, and then the friendship and the connection maintained the same. So like, it was kind of weird. It was like kind of like you go from like lovers to like, this is a really good friend, or like, this is like my best friend kind of thing. Like, it was like such a weird dynamic I've never had. And it's weird to acknowledge. And I think as I got later and later, again, it was more subconscious. It wasn't something that I was thinking about for months or nothing like that. It was just like, I guess the signs were there, and I kind of was like, oh, maybe this is like a phase. And I guess I attributed to, at the time of our breakup, to work. And I was like, I am working really hard right now, and again, career is like my number one priority, even though like obviously relationships are very, very important. But work and career has always been number one for me, because I just want to be so far ahead in life. And I have, I guess, a perception, and I have like a vision how I see my life in the future. And I feel like I know that I have to make certain sacrifices to get there, and I think to me it's worth it. And again, I do want a family that I can provide for. I want multiple kids. You don't get there, at least in a healthy manner or a comfortable manner, by just skipping steps and like half-assing work and taking something not very seriously. Especially to me, I'm super grateful because I am in a really good spot right now, with work and whatever. But so I'm trying not to fuck it up, so like, to me, that's why it's so important. But I guess like in the time of our breakup, I was attributing a lot of my feeling of falling out to work, even though maybe that had a small part of it. But I think maybe I just didn't want to acknowledge that it just wasn't my person, or it wasn't, again, the romantic side of things being more faded away, and I was attributing to more of that to work at the time. and I think I didn't really just look at the bigger picture, and I kind of used not like on purpose, but I think I kind of attributed that to be like the main reason for our breakup. And it kind of sounds stupid because like I know from her perspective, she's probably like, and whoever else is just like, wow, he broke me up for his job. Like that's retarded. Like but it's not. It really wasn't about my job. And the whole ironic thing is I made it so much about kind of work and some of our final conversations. And the ironic part is I like didn't even work like nearly this last month. And like right after we broke up, I didn't even like I wasn't even doing shit at work. Like I wasn't. I had a couple like okay months, but like it was so funny because yeah, this last month I didn't do anything. So like, so it's like I'm like yeah, I want to focus on work, and I'm like take 3 weeks off. Like so it's like okay. So yeah, so like I don't even like. So I'm like half-assing, and like work has kind of fell down a little bit, at least for me. I've kind of been in a weird kind of spot, I guess I would say mentally. But like it's so funny because I guess I mean not funny but ironic I guess because again I was saying like I want to focus on work and this that, and then I take like a huge break from work, so it's just like it's just again super weird. And it's a scenario like this where like it's such a mind fuck, dude. Like I can't describe to anybody like the emotions of trying to like figure out if this is the right thing. And I guess like I guess I was kind of I got off tangent, but I guess the main reason and kind of what that breaking point was. Sorry, I skipped. What that breaking point really was is like again faded slowly over time, but it was more subconsciously. But in these last like month or so, like before like we broke up, it came to the forefront of my head that like I don't think I should be feeling like this. Like it's been a little bit of time where I kind of feel like, oh my god, I'm really dragging my feet, or she has to drag me to do something, and I feel like that's a little bit unnatural and it's a little bit too much, to the point where I feel like she's like carrying a lot of the weight, and again, that's not fair to her. So like I'm just kind of like really thinking about it, and again, talking to a lot of different people, and I'm just like thinking like, dude, like I don't know. Like I was like, this is weird, and it was weirdly enough because like I would say like I appreciate everybody I've talked to, but like nobody straight up for the record like said to do anything. Like every single person I talked to, whether it was my parents or my peers, my friends, my siblings, like anybody I talked to, it was more like, damn man, like yeah, I mean, you just gotta go with what you feel. I'm like, motherfucker! Like, I'm like, bro, like, no one gave me, like, an answer. Because, again, no one knows the answer besides me. So, like, nobody straight out said, you should break up with her, you should stay. Like, no one actually even said anything, for the record, like, for anybody to, like, sway me one way or another. Everybody was pretty non-biased and kind of did more of, like, listening to where I was coming from and just kind of, like, go with what you want to do, like, and it's just what it is. And, like, and I just was kind of shocked and thrown off by that because again it was just like a battle that I had with myself, and I felt like I was going insane actually. Like I don't think I had a moment like that in a really long time, or ever even, where I like felt like it was like it just manifested and like it was like deep in my chest. Like I could feel like not even my chest but in my stomach, like this. I mean, your gut, obviously, but, like, it was fucking me up. Like I said, the last week, like, beforehand, like, we broke up, like, I was sitting there just, like, couldn't sleep. Like, I would just, in my head, every second of the day, even at work, like, I couldn't even focus on my fucking job. I was just sitting there, just, like, gut, like, just feel nauseous. Like, I was just, like, what is happening? I was, like, I think that means, like, I have to do it. Like, I was, like, I can't shake this feeling no matter what I do, no matter like what, bro. Like I just couldn't shake it, bro. Like it was just like, I guess it was just a harsh truth. It was telling me like again to take another leap, I guess. Like even though I didn't want to, like I really didn't want to. But the only way I could attribute it was like similar to me leaving St. Louis for the first time when I graduated college. Like it was like I had a certain call to action, and that's kind of what I get for these videos. Like I felt like I get these like moments and thoughts where maybe I should pick up the camera, maybe I should, I don't know, but then like it pushes me like somehow, like some way, like I just get this like eternal, like again I'm very like instinctual, I'm a spiritual person, and I do get like like a really big push from the inside of like, hey, like this is what you need to do right now. And I'm like, okay. And then like I just felt that relationship. And again, even though it didn't make 100% sense to me, like it still doesn't. But I think that again, I like to at least tell myself that I think I made the right decision. I think, but I guess we won't really know until we know, I guess. But again, I like to think I made the right call. It's just tough because it's like good person. You find you work so hard to find that good person, and then you like throw it in the trash, like or I mean you get rid of it. Like it's kind of like, what the fuck, are you stupid? Like, let's just say it in Fortnite terms. Open the chest, looking around the map, you find the gold scar, and then right when you're about to get the victory royale, you put down the gold scar because then you're looking for the golden RPG because it's broken at that season. Like, it's just like what are we doing? Like, it's just like, I don't know. Like, it's again, I really do feel like in all seriousness that I made the right decision, even though right now it doesn't feel like that. But again, I think in due time it will all make sense, and I'm truly believing that and telling myself that at least. And again, it was never easy, and I don't think there's a fucking breakup fucking guide. I don't think there's like a certain way to break up with someone or like without hurting the other person. It's just like, yeah, there's things I could have done right, but at the end of the day, like I don't know much else. Like if there's not like a proper word track or a certain sequence of things you can do to like, I guess, make the breakup perfect. It just, to me, it'll never be like what it. I guess you'll never be able to like protect someone's feelings, like, you know, it like to the full extent. You know, it just kind of sucks because like, at least for me, or at least probably 90% of people, like I'm not a fucking diabolical supervillain. Like I don't like try to go out and hurt people intentionally. Like who the fuck wants to do that? And I never wanted to hurt this person. I never intended on doing that. So it just kind of like sucks because again, you don't want to be like this fucking big bad person, cop out sort of answer or cliche of like it's not you, it's me type shit. But like it kind of is. Like that's kind of what the scenario is. Because again, this person didn't do anything wrong, so I know it's a mind fuck for them. So again, that's why I feel so bad. Because again, it's like, what could I have done better? It's like, oh, I did this and this and this and this, and yeah, you still broke up with me. Like, it's like, fuck, dude. Like, but it's not like so black and white, you know. And again, I do like to think that this is better for both parties, even though, again, I don't know what you're doing, but I think this is better for both parties in the long run because at the end of the day, no matter who you are, I think you should deserve to have somebody that's 100% committed and involved and wanting to be fully intentional with both of you guys' time. Obviously, it's not going to be, you know, it's not going to be 100% like at every single moment of your life because there's peaks and valleys, of course, but you should have somebody that overall has the same goal as you and you guys are both working towards it. And I feel like we were working towards the same goal at a certain time period, and I think in the later months it kind of faded and she became more of the primary and I kind of was just like dragging along the kind of back, you know, like I was kind of in the sidecar, you know, like it was kind of that's the only way I can describe it. And again, I don't think it's fair to her if I'm just like half-assed into the relationship or, you know, like in and out like kind of thing. Like I don't think that's fair. I did live with her for about 8 months, 6 months, something like that, before we obviously ended up breaking up. And like it was really good, like our living scenario, but oh my god, I will say, if I had to give any advice, please again, it was good when we moved in, but like be so careful with moving in with somebody like meaning a significant other, because if you guys break up, bro, that shit's horrible. It's so ass, like actually mega ass, like ass to the 15th power. Like that's how like bad I would equate it to living with somebody and being broken up. And for reference, we lived together for like a month and maybe 2 weeks or something, a month and a half maybe of being broken up. Oh my god, bro, it is butt cheeks. Like it's actually so bad. I found myself on the craziest side quest. Bro, I was at the bar playing cards with like random ass people. I'd be like just trying to kill time, do anything but go back out to the house, bro. I'd be like on the most side quests. I'd be like, yeah, bro, go fish. What's your name, Jim? Yeah, what's up, Jim? Yeah, like I don't know what I'm doing here neither, Jim. I don't know. It's like Tuesday. Fuck, I got work tomorrow. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what the fuck I was doing, bro. But yeah, it had nothing to do with her, but I think it's just in terms of the like, just when you break up with somebody, you guys both do your own thing in terms of like how you guys deal with it and how you guys get over said relationship or this person. But when you see it in real time, it's actually fucked. Like it's actually so fucked. Like I like blocked that shit out of my life until I was about to end the video, and I was like, wait, my brain's fucked. But like, no, I swear it's actually so horrible. Like, how bad you think it is right now? No, it's literally worse than that. But like, it's crazy. So I will say like, it's not like don't ever live with your partner. That's not what I meant. The message is, but it's like, oh my god, bro, if you're with your person, bro, make them sign a blood contract that says like this next time it's like, hey, look, like either we're gonna die in this together one way or another. Like we can't break up. So it's like basically either we die of old age or we die fighting, bro. Because we're just gonna have to box it. We're just gonna have to box, bro. Because like I'm not doing that shit again. I swear to God. Oh my god, I'm not doing that shit again, bro. But yeah, that's a whole nother thing. Again, I'm not gonna say anything crazy, but yeah, you come to that realization because nothing really brought me it. Like there was no like, aha, like she did this wrong and now I stopped liking her, or I found this other person and this person's better. Like there's literally nothing like that. Like I'm still not like dating anybody. Like it's like I'm still like in like my brain's still fucked. But no, like it's yeah, it's still like they'd be like, oh man, I met this person that was just so much better, and I just like realized that this isn't the right person. But like it wasn't that. So it wasn't another person, and it wasn't thing that she did. Like she didn't like fuck. She didn't like cause this event to happen. So like I don't know. Like so again, it's like kind of weird. Like I just kind of came to this like conclusion like over time, and I think I just kind of analyzed my actions and my thoughts more than anything, or not my actions, more just like my thoughts and my like I guess psychology behind certain things I was doing, and just like I was like, nah, this doesn't really make a lot of sense. And I feel like again you get to a level again in a relationship, there is work, and she's shown me a lot in terms of and I'm very very grateful for it, because again like the having to work through certain issues and like really having the back and forth of a true relationship, because my first one wasn't very like this. My first relationship was definitely more of like me dominating majority of the conversations, and what I said kind of goes and pretty final. This person is a lot stronger of personality, a lot stronger emotionally, so I felt like I was actually more of a disadvantage actually during certain conversations, because I wasn't very familiar or get still super comfortable I guess sharing certain thoughts or emotions in the moment. I guess obviously in 3 months time and on the camera that I can cut and edit, I can do better, but like in real time, like she's significantly better than me at that. And again, that's why I feel like when we were in a relationship, I feel like I did learn a lot about emotional maturity and like and navigating tough conversations. And again, I'm super grateful for that. And like I said, super grateful for the opportunity and the person and just the time spent. And I never think the time is wasted between any partner or even any friendship, because I think there's lessons to be learned. And I never consider it like, oh man, there's 3 years down the drain. Like I would never consider something like that. And I just want to say thank you again for watching, and I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. There's probably some random other shit I could say, but I feel like I should just cut it at that. But yeah, I love you guys, and hopefully we'll have something more fun soon. But I feel like I had to go back to my roots a little bit and make a real video what I thought. But yeah, this is it. Adiós Amor, I guess.